Ciao Fabri, welcome back in the podcast.
So guys,
Today is a special episode, a special day because finally it's a year we go for Florian Wirtz and Liverpool. So we start with that.
we have to start with that. It's a special episode for this deal, a record deal for Liverpool, an historical deal for Liverpool because they sign a top talent. So it's not just about the money, but sometimes we should focus also on the player. And Liverpool tonight have reached an agreement in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz. So it's a here we go. The deal is in place for the German super player to become a new Liverpool player. Now we have to wait for all the formal steps, of course. So tonight, from what I understand, there was an email to confirm to Liverpool from Bayer Leverkusen their intention to accept the final terms proposed, and so now we wait for the formal steps in terms of preparing all the documents, exchange all the documents, approve, sign, have the player with the medical test and all the formal steps on player side, and then it will be official with Florian Wirtz joining Liverpool. So let's wait for these steps, but meanwhile tonight the big news is that Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen have agreed on terms for Florian Wirtz.
Let's go into the details of the story. So the fee, what will be the final fee for the deal between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen, all the details you can tell us today.
Yeah, get ready because in the next days I think it's going to be many different stories about this. So what I shared tonight is my information is 140 million euros. 150 million euros package, add-ons included. So this is the value of the deal from the first impact of this news tonight. Then, of course, from Liverpool, directly from Liverpool, different numbers are coming, a bit less of these, but again, always including add-ons, always been a crucial part of the negotiation. So we will see the official position on the fee, but for sure Florian Wirtz will go to Liverpool, for sure the agreement is done. It always happens in this kind of deals to have a different valuation if you speak to different sources into the deal, but for sure this is going to be a club record deal, we can confirm that. There are going to be add-ons, we can confirm that. When we mention add-ons, it's very easy word to say, but then there are difficult add-ons, easy add-ons, some are activated with winning trophies, and so not that easy, not that guaranteed. Others are about the appearances, and so when it's a top player like Wirtz, is almost guaranteed. So it's always about these sort of things. But let's say there is going to be a club record deal. Let's say there is going to be, according to my information, close to 150 million euros. But apart from that, the deal is agreed between clubs, and so Liverpool will sign Florian Wirtz.
So now what's next? The signing of the contracts, the medical test, when we can expect that kind of process to take place?
Yeah, they were always waiting for the player to complete his games with Germany, so the international week. That was obviously the priority for Florian Wirtz, and they didn't want to proceed with anything before that, also out of respect for the German national team, to put the player in the position to complete the transfer before playing with his national team. There was no rush, also because Liverpool were the absolute priority of Florian Wirtz. There was never any danger in this deal, despite taking 2 weeks to get everything done. Again, never any sense of danger, also because since Liverpool got the green light, they always made clear in this story they didn't want a long saga. So Liverpool were never going to do this deal in July or in August. I immediately told you that this was going to be pretty quick, and then I know for football fans can feel like a long time before you can say, here we go for 2 weeks, but it's still the 10th, 11th of June, and Liverpool now they have their major signing, an historical signing, so quite early in the transfer window. Then obviously it takes some time to fix all the details of the deal. Again, add-ons have been a big part of this conversation, and so now the next step is going to be signing all the contracts after the medical test, travel with his agents, check the documents also on player side, but Florian Wirtz is ready to commit his future to Liverpool.
So you already mentioned that Liverpool already made one of the biggest signings of the year. What's the feeling at the club? Because also, of course, there were other clubs involved in the race. There was Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and Liverpool made a major signing.
Yeah, it's about excitement, I would say. Big excitement by all people at the club. It's about the management, it's about the coaching staff. Looking forward to working with a player like Florian Wirtz, who can also offer different solutions on the tactical point of view, who can play in several positions up front, so can be an excellent addition to a team who already won obviously the Premier League title last season in a fantastic way. So imagine adding a player like Florian Wirtz. There is excitement, and it's not just about the fan base. I can guarantee that internally they believe they won a crazy race, because there were were many clubs in the race for Florian Wirtz. Then now many of them are denying maybe that strong interest, but the reality is that there were many clubs involved in the race. And now the deal is done for Florian Wirtz, and so the excitement to bring in a player of this level after winning the Premier League title, looking forward to advance also in Champions League next season in a special way. I think Liverpool really feel that this is an important moment for their project in general and not just for this signing.
So you already mentioned the importance of the project and also the importance of the people involved in the club. How important was Arne Slot in the deal and the process?
Arne Slot was absolutely crucial from what I understand, because Arne Slot was always involved in the discussions, of course not club to club, but when Florian Wirtz had to make his decision in May, at that point Florian Wirtz always wanted to talk to managers to understand also the plans they had in mind before committing his future, and also his family. The family of Florian Wirtz has been really present in these conversations, and in all these conversations Arne Slot made the difference with his approach. Now at Liverpool they know him quite well, but always very calm, very convinced, very clear on every single point. Players love Arne Slot, not just at Liverpool, even at Feyenoord, having the chance to speak to some of the players, all of them love Arne Slot and his approach. So imagine when he's about presenting a project, presenting a vision, tactical point of view, technical point of view, what they want to do in the future, the ambition to win more titles, presenting a project already with the Premier League trophy on the first season, with a new coach after a legend like Jurgen Klopp. So it's really convincing what Arne Slot is doing in terms of pitch, but also presenting the project when it's about meeting players, and this is why Florian Wirtz also said yes. So the coach was big part of this process.
So the Florian Wirtz deal, I think it's something that we were expecting for years now, because I remember it's a lot of time we speak about Florian Wirtz, and Bayern Munich were always considered as one of the front runners, no, to sign Florian Wirtz. What happened in the last weeks, in the last month? Because they were considered as the front runners, and then of course didn't head up at Bayern.
Yeah, the point is that Bayern were very confident for a long time, seen as favorites for a long time because of their confidence internally, but also externally, because in every single public occasion they were always mentioning Florian Wirtz as top target. And so when you go that strong for a German player, usually means that you feel you are going to sign him. But then the story was different, first of all on club side, because Bayer Leverkusen immediately tried to find different solutions. So from Bayer Leverkusen they really tried actively to find different opportunities to present to the player. Then it's always the player deciding, but in that case the conversation with Manchester City, then with Liverpool, they were always offering a different solution to the player, and then the player himself. The player never signed anything with Bayern, he was in conversations with Bayern, but then when other clubs come to the table and present their project, the situation can really change. This is football, this is transfers, and so Bayern have been on it, but probably they were not ready to pay this amount of money at that time. And also important to say that Bayern wanted to push on player side. The player was quite keen on joining Bayern at some point, but never said I'm only coming to Bayern, never committed only to Bayern, and this is why Liverpool were able to enter into this space and make this deal happen with some patience, some silence at that point, but also a smart strategy to make it happen.
So then we always let you go, because I see and I hear that your phone is ringing already, but a part of that, Liverpool is building the future. No, they're making a lot of signings already. What can we expect? Who is next in the line to be a Liverpool signing this summer?
Yeah, good question, because I think for Liverpool now the point will be for the left back to get it done as soon as possible. I keep mentioning here on our podcast on Many Blazers about Milos Kerkez, and I'm told that this deal can happen very soon, so more round of talks expected. I mean, one final round of talk expected between Liverpool and Bournemouth to close this deal. The two clubs are already in conversations for weeks, and now it's time to close the deal, to sign everything, to get the deal done. And so I think it's a matter of short time before we have the here we go also for Milos Kerkez agreement done with the player who is literally buzzing to go to Liverpool, waiting for Liverpool patiently. But remember that Bournemouth already signed the replacement, Ruffert from Rennes, as new left back, and so Kerkez is going to Liverpool, just waiting also in this case on the formal steps. But in this case one final meeting will be needed. My feeling is that this meeting could take place already this week to get the deal done. Big confidence on player side, big confidence also on club side, and so Kerkez could be the next one, and then let's see, because it's still a long window, and let's see if Liverpool will find some more opportunity.
But also let's see if Liverpool can also let some players leave the club, because they're only signing players, they also need to make some space for them, right?
Yeah, they do, and of course, I keep insisting on Darwin Núñez. I see Darwin Núñez leaving Liverpool this summer, so Darwin will be one to watch in the next weeks because the expectation is for him to go for sure. Federico Chiesa, my understanding is that Fede Chiesa wants to return to Italy. He loves Liverpool, the fans, the atmosphere, the teammates, the coach too, but he needs to play. He wants to play, and so returning to Serie A to Italy is a strong possibility. Nothing advanced at this stage, but Chiesa is pushing for this solution because he wants to play. There is a World Cup in 1 year. Let's see if Italy will qualify. We hope yes, but at the same time, Federico Chiesa wants to be competitive at the best level possible, and so this is why Chiesa wants to go. And then keep an eye also on Kansa, Gerald Kansa, because there is some interest from Bundesliga, clubs also in England, and so I still believe there is a chance for him to go in this transfer window.
Fabri, thank you for today. It was a late one, but it was worth it because it's definitely one of the biggest signings of the summer, and we keep you posted here on Men in Blazers as always. Thank you.
Thank you. Ciao guys.